What's up, guys? Steve here with a stimulus package update, and I'm here to let you know that it looks like Congress was up all night playing video games instead of finishing the official final bill because they turned in a draft and they still have not provided us with the text that we were expecting to receive Monday or Tuesday. So not sure what the deal is, but I'm going to be sharing with you what just came in today, which is the outline for the $908 billion stimulus package. And I got to tell you, it looks like they've got a lot of work to do. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I'm going to throw on my blue light glasses because my eyes have been burning. I'm not sure if it's from the blue light or if it's from the content or the lack thereof. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive in and let's take a look at this together. But do me a favor before we dive in. If you like and appreciate these updates on what's unfolding, be sure to ever so gently destroy the like button. It helps out the channel. I would appreciate it. And also, if you'd like to stay up to date on everything coming out and you're not already a part of the viewing community, be sure to destroy ever so gently the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload, you can get notified. And follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. But now let's go ahead and take a look at this draft that was supposed to be the final bill. All right, so first up, what's going to be included in this framework so you know what we're going to be covering is going to be state and local government funding, unemployment, PPP, low income, transportation, healthcare, vaccines, testing and tracing, education, student loan and rent, nutrition, agriculture and fisheries, USPS, childcare, broadband, mental health, liability protection, and the reallocation of funds. That's going to be included in this bill. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so here's the first page. As you can see, it says framework summary, and this just came out today. And the very first item is support for state and local tribal governments. And it says agreement in principle to provide $160 billion as the basis for good faith negotiations. And that's it. So I guess they're saying, there you go, Democrats, now be happy. The next item is unemployment assistance. And it says extension of the pandemic unemployment insurance programs for 16 weeks from their expiration at the end of December. So they're set to expire at the end of the year. The last you'll be collecting benefits will be December 26th. So they're set to start up right then and continue on, it says, for 16 weeks out, and that is going to be the PUA and the PEUC programs. That expands eligibility for those who normally are not eligible, such as gig workers and the self-employed, and the PEUC adds an additional 13 weeks after your unemployment benefits have expired. Next, it says federal supplemental unemployment insurance benefits expanded by $300 per week for 16 weeks from the end of December until April 2021. So this is going to be the FPUC $300 weekly boost on top of unemployment benefits. This is going to be starting at the end of December as well, and it's going to be going forward 16 weeks out until April of 2021. Additionally, it says $1 billion for state systems for technology modernizations and fraud prevention. There's been a lot of issues with fraud and systems not being able to be up to date, so they want to put some money reallocated to help them out with that. Next is going to be small administrative adjustments, example, to certification requirements and overpayment standards, so to help them out with that as well. So that is unemployment assistance. All right, so next is the PPP program, but before we dive in, I just wanted to clarify something for you guys. You might have noticed I just mentioned the $300 per week unemployment boost. That's because this is the bipartisan lawmakers bill, the $908 billion that was proposed, that does not include stimulus checks. This is not Steve Mnuchin's bill that he just introduced yesterday, the $916 billion that has checks but no boost. So we're going to be covering this right now. This is the one that we were expecting to see come out Monday or yesterday. So let's dive right in. It says Paycheck Protection Program and small businesses, $300 billion to Small Business Administration. And it says funding to allow. Yeah, they were up playing video games last night. The hardest hit small businesses to receive a second forgivable paycheck protection loan. And it goes through all of the requirements. It says funding for independent live venue operators affected by the pandemic, extensions of Section 112 of the CARES Act, and funding for SBA loan products to increase guarantees on SBA 7 loans. So right here, there's going to be $300 billion allocated to PPP for small businesses. And next we have CDFI and MDI community leaders, $12 billion in targeted emergency investments to help low-income and minority communities withstand the economic impacts of the pandemic and respond to the unprecedented economic downturn. Next, it says transportation funding and extension of the PSP through March 31st of 2021. Funding for airports, funding for motor coach and bus industry, funding to support public transit systems, and funding to allow Amtrak to continue to provide existing services. So transportation and funding for minority groups. Supporting healthcare providers, $35 billion to provider relief funds, $7 billion to rural providers, and $1 billion to tribes. Fix the PRF reporting guidelines allows health systems to move targeted provider relief fund distributions within their systems and includes directives for HHS. In addition to that, we also have vaccine development distributions, $3.42 billion for direct grants for states, locals, territories, and tribes, $2.58 billion for CDC vaccine distributions and infrastructure, and allows states to use USPS registry to help track vaccine distribution. Also, testing and tracing, $7 billion in direct grants for states, territories, and tribes. It goes through all of the distributions right there. $2 billion for nursing homes, $3 million for health workforce programs, including the National Health Services Corporations, $700 million for the Secretary for additional research, procurement of medical supplies needed, including all of the following: authorizes states and tribes and territories to enter into interstate compacts or agreements, and it extends telehealth flexibility through December 31st of 2021. Education funding provides $82 billion. Last I heard, Republicans and Democrats supported a minimum of $100 billion, but they're going to be doing 82, it looks like, and it's going to be going towards elementary and secondary schools, higher education, and it's going to be relief for territories of Bureau Indian education. Student loans, extension of the student loan forbearance provisions created in the CARES and extended by executive order from the current expiration date of January 31st, 2020 through April 30th of 2021. So it looks like you might get an additional 3 months there. Rental assistance, provide $25 billion in rental assistance for states and local governments. 90% of the funds must be used on rent, utilities, related housing stability services, with 10% of the funds available for housing stability services. Provides an eviction moratorium until the end of January 2021. So we've got nutrition, and it says it's going to be adding funding for SNAP programs, EBT, WIC. You can go through all of this if you'd like. Link in the description below. Additionally, it's going to be providing agricultural assistance and fisheries. $13 billion to provide funding to address pandemic impacts for farmers, ranchers, growers, etc. in rural communities, including $600 million to fishery disaster relief. USDA rural development funding for water and wastewater programs. Also, the post office, they're going to be giving $10 billion to the post office. Also, child care providers are going to get $10 billion to support child care providers struggling due to the pandemic. Broadband, $6.25 billion for state broadband development and broadband connectivity grants. $3 billion for emergency education connectivity funds. $200 million to Institute of Museum and Library Services. $475 million to FCC pandemic telehealth programs to support efforts for healthcare providers. $100 million to Department of Veterans Affairs. Addiction and mental health, $3.15 billion to SAMHSA programs for the Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Block Grant. $1.3 billion to the State Opioid Response Grants. $150 million to the Certified Community Behavioral Health Centers, and expanding access to medication-assisted treatments. Additionally, we're going to be having liability protection, agreement in principle as the basis of good faith negotiations. Up playing video games. That's all we have for liability protections. There it is. Republicans, I hope you're happy. And lastly, it says rescissions, reallocated unused Treasury direct loans and excess funds from the Federal Reserve facilities authorized in the CARES Act, and reinvest unspent balance of funds remaining from the Paycheck Protection Program back into the PPP program here. So what they're saying is they're going to be reallocating unused funds once again, so that way they're not putting so much debt on top of our nation. Well, there you guys have it. That is the framework summary for this $908 billion bipartisan lawmakers bill that's going to be coming out. This is just the proposal. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And once we get an update, we get the official language and it's an official bill, I'll let you guys know all the details about what's included. In addition to that, if we get any word on Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin's $916 billion proposal, if it progresses, I'll be sure to let you guys know about that as well. So once again, if you like and appreciate these updates, be sure to destroy that like button ever so gently. I would appreciate it. Helps out the channel. And if you're not already a part of the viewing community and you would like to stay up to date on everything rolling out, be sure to ever so gently destroy the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload these videos, you can get notified right away. And also, if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. Take care. God bless. I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out. This is Steve.